Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Okay, we are still on morning. Let's wait for a few people just to bounce on. Ek het gedink ek sal so 'n bietjie van 'n chat doen vandag. Sien dat daar 'n paar goeters is wat besig is om te gebeur. Nie net in Suid-Afrika nie, maar duidelik in die hele wêreld, né? There's quite a few things happening. So I haven't had a bit of a chat with you guys for a while. I've been quite busy with, sorry, I just want to, there we go. I've been quite busy with the segments I've been doing on YouTube and BitChute. Please, guys, if you're not supporting me on YouTube, I ask that you support me on BitChute. Obviously, I'm putting a lot of all my stuff on BitChute as well, because YouTube, they don't necessarily agree with what I have to say. As you all know, they removed episode 2. I appealed it, and then I managed to get episode 2 back, so yay! But yeah, so if you could please support me on both platforms, that would be absolutely great. Thank you very much for those who are supporting. We really appreciate it. And then also, as you know, I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, Telegram. I think that's it for now. I'm not quite sure. You're welcome to join us on the Telegram group as well. And just FYI, the reason why I'm doing this chat today is because, like I mentioned, there's a few things happening locally and internationally. En ek dink regtig ons is op die stadium waar ons gatvol is. I'm just going to say it as it is, because yessie, really? Petrol again? Now I have to say, okay, that is what this letter looks like. This letter looks as though there's a petrol increase looming in the wings. Beginning of March. Okay, so you guys saw the letter that I posted on the feed this morning, where it's a letter from the MD from ShipTech to his clients, stating that, you know, as per the government indications, because of the exchange rate and the prices of Brent crude oil, they are anticipating the price of fuel to increase, and the price, they are looking at the increase of diesel 135, petrol 124, IP 94 cents. Okay, so I've also done a video on TikTok about this, which is obviously a lot shorter. And then they're also saying that the next price increase change, it's scheduled for Wednesday, the 2nd of March, and that they are urging their clients to please get their orders in to get the old price still. Okay, so I've also posted a few other articles on my feed that you guys will see. Good morning, Carmen. That you guys will see, which will give you a little bit more background with regards to what is actually going on with the government, petrol companies, and suppliers within South Africa. So go and have a look at that and go and see what's going on. My concern is this. We've got petrol increases, okay? Diesel increases. We've got electricity increases. We've got food increases. Everything goes up when petrol goes up. We know this. Now, many people are going, oh my word, what am I going to do? Petrol is going up again. This is just ridiculous. They are trying to crush us, etc., etc. Yes, they are trying to crush us. Absolutely. I always say to you guys, I'm a person, I'm a woman. I'm a woman just like everybody else. And at the end of the day, goeiemôre, Juanita. At the end of the day, yes, they are in the process of trying to crush us. They are breaking down the economy. They are breaking down morality. And they are not just doing it when it comes to the economy. They are not just doing it where it is, hello, Elian, where it's actually touching our pockets, where it's actually touching when you have to sit down and you've got to work out all your numbers, hello Mel, where you've got to work out your budgets and you've got to figure out, I've got to pay bond or rent, I've got to pay my car, I've got to pay water, school fees, food, or insurances, I've got to pay all my policies, I have to pay all these things, and now my budget has to go a little bit bigger for petrol, my budget has to go a little bit bigger for electricity, a little bit bigger for water and rates and taxes and all of those other things. All of these things are adding up. So now what is happening to you as a person? Hello, Nikki. What is happening now to you as a person? You are becoming more stressed. Your stress factor is increasing. This is happening to every single person in this country. Whether you are living in a big fancy house and you are getting a really good salary, or whether you are not living in a big fancy house and you are not getting a really good salary. Then we are also talking about the people that are actually unemployed. The people that have lost their jobs or that just don't have a job. Because remember, our unemployment rate, that's a pretty large number right now. And it's increasing. Why is it increasing? Apart from the fact that we went through this whole pandemic, which crushed small businesses to start off with, we are now also looking at discrimination in the workplace. And again, this is not about being zapped or not zapped. It's got nothing to do with that anymore. So for all of those that want to say something with regards to that, that's not what this discussion is about. This discussion is about the people of South Africa and the fact that we don't have money to pay for everything. So we have creditors literally phoning us constantly. We are trying to patch up little holes, trying to see who's the lucky winner this month. Okay? On top of that, we are looking at large numbers of people who don't have jobs because they are being discriminated against. I'm talking about the discrimination, okay, of your opinion, your belief, your culture, your religion, whatever the case may be. We know this is wrong. We are very well aware of the fact that this is wrong. I'm not even going to go into the data because that's a whole nother chat on its own. I'm not even going to go into the data. I'm talking just on basics now. I'm talking on complete basics now because I know, and I have this on actual conversations that I have had with people. I know of people that have actually been zapped. I know of lawyers that are zapped. I know of doctors that are zapped. And these people are actually helping those that are not zapped. So, yes, there's a division. But it seems to me like the gap is starting to close a little bit. Why is the gap starting to close a little bit? Yes, there will always be division. There's got to be division because that's how they plan this whole mass hypnosis thing. Okay, I was in a fantastic Zoom the other night and we actually had a brilliant, please go and have a look at who he is, Stan Besaidenote, brilliant presentation on what mass hypnosis actually is. And that is what not just this country, but this entire world has been going through, is mass hypnosis. And I'm definitely going to be doing a segment on that because if everybody had to actually see the process, I think there might be a few of the people in this country and in this world that actually might go, what? Really? Really? I've been part of a stage show? Because this is what it is. Many people call this indoctrination. Many people call this programming. It's mass hypnosis. And it's part of psychological warfare. So when you keep on saying to people, if you keep on putting suggestiveness out enough times, eventually you're going to believe it to be true. That's how it works. Psychology 101. So again, I couldn't be bothered about the whole zapped scenario right now because you all know what my viewpoint is with regards to that. You want to go, go. But what's happening now is they are climbing into the actual... They're trying to see where else they can climb into. Because they're climbing into every fragment of every South African and person in this world. Whether it's your medical well-being, whether it's your economic well-being, whether it's your political well-being, whether it's your educational well-being, They're climbing into every piece of you, and they are trying to completely destroy that. So if you have faith in the powers that be, and your faith is based on science, and your faith is based on the fact that they only have your best interest at heart because of this wonderful treatment that they have brought in for the situation that we are sitting in. Have a look at the rest of the situations, and then you compare it. Look at our situation with regards to the strength of the rand in comparison to the rest of the world. Look at our situation with regards to our petrol situation, our food situation, our water situation, our unemployment situation, our housing situation, our police situation, our medical situation with regards to the government medical services that is supplied to the people in this country. Have a look at that. Do you want to go to the clinic if you don't have medical aid? Are you able to get good treatment there? Do they take care of you? Do they give you the correct medication? Or do they just give you a nice little packet of Panados and send you on your way? Come now. How is your grant looking? Are they giving you a large enough pension fund so that your food cupboards have enough food in? Come now, if you are over 60 years old, are you able to live on 1,200 to 1,300 Rand a month? Are you able to live on that? And if you do have your own home, which you have worked for your entire life, does your pension fund cover the rates and the taxes if you've managed to pay your bond off? Now we're not even starting with the rest of the stuff you've got to cover. So how is this country really looking after you? How are you really being taken care of? And you want to trust in the medical treatment that they are giving you with a smile? Come now, people. Are we not going to think just a little bit further? Are we not going to start standing together and saying, you know what, I'm actually sick of this BS, because that's what it is. But oh please, let's not forget what was discussed at the State of the Nation address. Hey, I saw many people made comments about his leather shoes and his fushini suit. Hey, how kind. When there are how many kids in the rural areas that can't even afford school shoes? When there are feeding programs, not just in the rural schools or the schools in the, I got to be careful with my words because I don't want it to be turned around to cause division. But there's food programs in many different schools, including in my school where my kids go to. Because guess what? Even in my school, there's a lot of kids that can't afford lunches, that can't afford to get sandwiches at school. So we have a group of parents who come together and they put sandwiches out every week for those kids that can't afford sandwiches. Oh, but please, Mr. Spokesperson, please don't forget to wear your leather shoes and mention it at the State of the Nation address, while our petrol is skyrocketing, which, by the way, is going to affect taxi fares, bus fares, Uber fares. It's going to affect everything, yet again. But then we have people that turn around, and this is fun. This is fun. When we mention, okay, that there's going to be a convoy on the 19th of February where South Africans are going to get together and they are going to, truckers, bikers, people with tractors, minibuses, tow truck drivers, normal people with cars. If you would like to join, you are welcome to join. No one's forcing you to join. Okay, let me just first and foremost get that out. We pay taxes for those roads who are filled with potholes in actuality. We pay licenses for our cars. And we've paid for those cars with really high interest rates. Just FYI, yet again. So, we have every right to use the roads and to drive behind one another in solidarity for freedom. It's not like we're driving to Parliament and then parking all our vehicles and waiting until someone comes outside and notices what we are doing, because with all due respect, it's not going to make a difference. But perhaps if a whole bunch of people in South Africa decides to actually do something visually, some of the other people in South Africa might actually go, oh, look, there's actually more than 5 people that feel the same way as what I feel. Perhaps I'll talk about this at the next braai, instead of what bottle wine I bought at the last wine tasting I went to. Perhaps we'll start having the correct conversations. But then we've got people that turn around and say things like, oh no, please don't do the convoy, eh? Guys, asseblief nie, ons moenie hierdie convoy doen nie, because they're going to bring in martial law. Whew. Having a breath now would be a good time. They're not going to bring in martial law when a bunch of people decide to drive behind one another on a designated route to show solidarity for freedom. They're not going to bring in martial law. They don't give a shit. They don't. They might make an example of a few people. They might do that, but guess what? These people that actually stand up for freedom, they actually don't care whether they do get a fine or have to quickly go and get processed and then maybe have to appear in court for 1,000 rand fine, which will probably get thrown out anyway. Because at the end of the day, if we are just going to sit at home and go, yes, please, sir, please put petrol up again, and please increase the price of everything that we need. There's a difference between needs and wants. They are increasing everything we need. If they increase everything we want, go for it. But there's basic needs that we have. And again, go and have a look at the Constitution. How are the leaders looking after the people of South Africa? When are the people going to start to realize that if you guys do not start speaking up and start saying something, they are going to continue doing this over and over and over? Because indirectly, we are all complying. Yes, please, sir. Please up my petrol again. Please, do me the favor. And what's going to happen? Kaas gaan verander na peanut butter toe. En as jy lucky is, gaan jy oor 6 maande botter kry. Maar eventually, gaan dit droë brood en koffie wees. Where do you think this is heading to? Where do you think this is heading to? And you really think all those promises at the State of the Nation address has got anything to do with you? He's following a script. He's following instructions that's been given to him by global leaders. And all you need to do is to actually go and have a look at what's happening globally. Hulle mag dit miskien nie in soveel woorde sê nie, but it's pretty much along the same lines. And they are keeping you busy with so many distractions. There's distractions happening everywhere. Propaganda, people are addicted to propaganda. And we are all falling for it. Have a look at what's happening with Russia and Ukraine right now. Isn't that fun? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Many people say, what can I do to make a difference? I can't do anything. I'm not as outspoken as what you are. I don't have time to look at all this information. You don't need time to look at what's happening right in front of you. You don't. You don't need to be outspoken like me to know what's going on. It's happening literally around you all the time. When you are walking down the aisle in your preferred shopping center or in your preferred shop that you go to, you can see it happening. You used to be able to go to the shop and spend 300 Rand. Now you go to the shop and how much do you spend for the same amount of stuff? Don't you see that something is amiss? Don't you notice that something is not right? But you're going to keep on doing it and you're going to keep on being okay with it. It's fine. And then propaganda is just going to keep on spinning you the same crap over and over, and you're going to lap it up like a little kitten drinking its first little bowl of milk. Because that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Guys, the only way this bullshit is going to stop is when we start talking to one another, when we start communicating information calmly and nicely with each other. We don't have to agree. We do not have to agree. But we need to speak to one another so that we can communicate information. And then once we've done that, light bulbs are just going to start going off like this. And you're going to be like, what? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And then once that happens, and once you start thinking bilaterally instead of laterally, then you're going to go, ek gaan nie meer hierdie crap vat nie. No. Then it's going to be easier for the people to start standing up. Then you'll start contesting things and you won't comply. The only way we can stop this crap is by unifying. That's the only way. Doesn't matter where you stay, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what color you are, we need to unify. And we need to stop taking this crap and being okay with it. What else did I want to talk about today? Oh yeah. So, on Monday night, on the Telegram channel, I was going to do a Zoom, but I'm not going to do a Zoom because I know there's a lot of people that is still very new to speaking out, and I respect that. So, on Monday night, on the Telegram channel, I know that a lot of the people on the Telegram channel have done this previously and they've loved it. They've loved the platform because you can stay anonymous and no one has to see your face. So we're going to open up the lines again. I'll announce the time, but it's probably going to be at 7 because I know, well, it'll either be at 7 or it'll be at 8 o'clock. So I'll let you guys still know closer to the time, but we're going to open up the lines again. It's going to be an open chat where people can come on and you guys can voice wat is besig om julle bedinges in te maak. What is on your heart and what are your suggestions with regards to moving forward? Because everyone has to start speaking out. We have to. We can't just accept this anymore, guys. We really can't. They are lining their pockets. They're lining it. And they are, I don't want to get into too much right now because this is predominantly a rant and an invitation. But they are seriously, hulle is besig om baie mooi goedjies in plek te sit vir 'n hele klompie ander goedjies wat kom. We have to unify. It's the only way. It truly is. So, Telegram channel, Monday night. It's either going to be 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. We're going to open up the lines. People can come on there and chat. Okay, it usually lasts until about 10 o'clock. Sometimes we go over it, but I'm going to try and keep it only until 10 so that we can discuss these things. And please understand, it's not just for this group or that group. It's never been. It's for everybody. You won't believe how many people I actually speak to that has actually been zapped. It's crazy. I probably speak to the same amount of people that's zapped than the amount of people that's not zapped. So, it's not about that anymore. It's not about that. It actually, with me, in actuality, it hasn't been about that. I have my own opinion. I'm a very loud and outspoken person. I've always been like that. People that know me knows me as being like that. So please, I'm extending the invitation. And if you can join on Saturday, join on Saturday. The whole idea is so that we can unify. That's what it's about. Unity. I'm done with my rant now. Now, I appreciate you guys logging on and joining me during this time. But guys, this really needs to get to a point. The amount of information that's coming through is just, it's crazy. It is crazy. Remember, there's a lot of stuff that's not mentioned on all platforms. And the stuff that's coming out is it's sad. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Stories that's coming through. We're now talking kids, eh? We're talking kids here. If we don't unify, it's going to get a whole lot darker. We really need to come together as a nation, as a world. We have to come together. We can't just sit back and just accept this anymore. I don't have all the answers. I really don't. And that's why, join us. Say something. Come up with ideas. If you don't want people to be aware of who you are, or you're not ready to speak up, you don't have to. Send me a message. Say to me, Tash, I don't want people to know who I am. And then don't. I won't. There's no way. My word is always my word. Again, people that know me know this. So, but we have to speak out. We've got to start doing something. We can't be okay with this. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day and process this. Chew on this information. I'm sure you all have this rant as well. Whether with yourself when you're driving on your own home, you've just thrown in petrol and you're going, what the hell am I going to do? I'm running out of budget. Or whether you are with other people. But we've got to start attacking the things that matter here. We really do. So I'll let you guys know closer to the time. Monday night on the Telegram channel, we'll be having an open chat, and you guys are all invited. So love you lots. Bye.